Welcome, friends. I am Cerise, and this is my channel. And today we are going to do Diary of a Working Girl. Yes, we are. Oh, if you like story time and that's your type of thing, then please take a moment to subscribe. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Here on Mondays, we do Mindset Mondays. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do real estate relocation and a little bit of travel and tourism about the Dominican Republic. Wednesdays, we do story time. And then Fridays, we usually do random things, but most times I like to keep it around the body, the mind, and the soul. Talk about a little bit of health. And then Saturdays, we do story time again. And then Sundays, we do a live to air. So thank you. Stick around, sit down, get yourself a drink. Right now in my hand, I have a little bit of coffee made right here in the capital, Santo Domingo of the Dominican Republic. But right now, I am not in Santo Domingo. I am in Sosua. This story does not come from Sosua. It is an international story, and it comes from Panama. Guys, it's our first story from Panama. And I am so excited to bring to you international version of Diary of a Working Girl. So let's get to it without any further ado. Hi there. My name is Suzanne, and I am originally from Panama. Right now, I live in the Dominican Republic with my Canadian boyfriend. I'm not a working girl any longer, but I was a working girl in Panama. And I used to scam men. I had a really good scam going on. You see, I had no other choice. You may be saying, yes, I did have other choices, but I really didn't. And I feel bad now about what I did before. My mom, she was not a working girl. She was a poor woman in a village in Panama. And my dad, he was an American white man, and he used to visit Panama all the time. And one time he stayed in the village that I was born in because he got my mom pregnant. He promised my mom that he would be back for us and send for us and take us to America, but he never did. And we were very poor. Sometimes we didn't have any food. And then when I was 14, my mom, she died of cancer. And I had nobody to take care of me, except for this one American man that also lived in the village. He was a friend of my mom's, but he was a fugitive from America. He committed a very bad crime, and so he was hiding out in the village. We all kind of assumed that, but didn't really know that, what he did. I eventually found out what he did because when he died, I was 17. He took care of me for 3 years. He was a fisherman, and he would feed me fish and vegetables, and we lived on very little, but we had a very peaceful life. Once he passed on, there was nothing for me in the village, so I went to the tourist area, and that's when I became a working girl. I realized very quickly that men are very vulnerable when it comes to sex. Some men will do anything for it. Some men will pay anything for it. Some men just want it and that's it. I'm a petite woman. I'm a small woman. I keep myself very beautiful. My hair, my nails, my teeth, my lips, my skin. I don't allow 1 ounce of fat to come on me. And so, you see, I saw a movie one time where an American woman was pretending she was pregnant. And she pretended she was pregnant for many, many months. And then I thought to myself, this is a great way of pretending to be pregnant and get money from these men. So my periods were usually irregular anyway, and the doctor told me that I may never have children. And so far, that's true. I never did get pregnant, but I scammed men. What I would do is I would bring the most vulnerable ones back to my apartment. I had a little apartment in Panama, and I kept it very beautiful, very cute, very quaint. It was just a little studio apartment. And I would do something that other working girls would not do. Bring a man home, sit him down, make him a drink, get to know him. Most of the men that wanted a working girl, they didn't just want to do the wham bam, thank you ma'am thing. Most of them actually wanted the girlfriend experience, and that's what I gave them. And I would allow them to spend the night at my house. Now, of course, I wasn't making as much money as the other working girls doing that, but I made more money than the other working girls doing this, pretending that I would get pregnant. So this is how my play would go. I would bring the man home, and not just any man. It would have to be a real vulnerable one, the nice guys. And I would bring him home and give him a drink, and we would sit down and we'd start talking. And I lived close near the water, so it would get quiet at night sometimes, and we would get to talking about his life and who he was, and I would get into his head. And people generally like talking about themselves. A lot of people are narcissists, believe it or not. And so I would just be their therapist. And then eventually I would give them a massage, and I get very good massages. But I'm not talking about just a simple massage. I'm talking about a nice, long, loving massage from the scalp with oils all the way down to the feet, and then a beautiful finish. And then I wouldn't make the man leave. I would invite him to spend the night, make him believe that he's special. And I usually wouldn't do this. Meanwhile, I did it all the time. And he would love it. And he would say, thank you so much. You're such a beautiful person, such a inside and out. And, then I would not only do the girlfriend experience, but the wife experience. And I would allow them to have intimacy with me without a condom. Because, of course, I knew I would probably never get pregnant. And to be honest with you, I would take the morning after pill every time that did happen. And it happened about 5 times a month. That's how many vulnerable men are out there. Now, not every man I would bring home, like I said. I was a busy working girl, and I had more than that many men a month. But the other men, I would go to their place, or we would go to a cheap motel, and we would use a condom. But those men that I could just get into my web, I took them for everything I could. Now, in Panama, it's a little bit different. Different than most places around the world. Of course, there's working girls all around the world, but Panama is a different place in and of itself. And how I actually found Cerise and to get on this channel is because now I'm with a Canadian, and now I live in the Dominican Republic, and I'm no longer a working girl, but I did a lot of studying on different videos and vloggers in Sosua, and because my boyfriend wanted to move here and he wanted to bring me with him, I wanted to see where I was going. And I enjoyed Cerise's channel. That's why I want to tell my story and get this off my back anyway. And so I would take the man for whatever I could get. See, I would talk to him throughout the night, and he would tell me what he was all about, what he did for a living. And then at the end, in the morning when he would leave, I would give him my number or my email address, and he would take it and he would email me or message me on WhatsApp and thank me for such a lovely night. That was step one. I got their information. Then, after, I would tell them I was pregnant. Now, because they felt that I was very sweet and innocent, and they felt like I wouldn't lie to them, and they felt like they were the only ones that I did that with, they would immediately be good, be sweet. Their responses were not mean or it's not my child type of thing. They would automatically be vulnerable to the point where they really would think it was their child. I would show them fake pregnancy tests. I had a fake pregnancy test. One guy actually got smart and he said, I want you to video call me and I want you to take a test as we are on the phone together. And I said, okay. And I did. But I quickly switched up the test. He said to me, I want you to keep the phone on the test as we are talking. And I did. I put the little drop inside of the test. And then as we were talking, it only took a minute for the results to come back in. But I pretended I dropped the phone. And when I pretended I dropped the phone, I replaced that test with the other test that I had with the 2 lines on it saying pregnancy. And I picked the phone back up. It was only a second. And I said, oh, sorry, I dropped the phone. And he believed it. If he was smart, he would have told me, no, forget it. I need you to do another test. But he believed it because he didn't think that I would switch it up that quickly. In any case, he sent me money, and so did 4 other men. I was scamming 5 men at one time, at one point. And every month, anyway, I would always have some type of income coming in from some man around the world. I would mostly trap the ones that were married. They were afraid. They were scared. A lot of them gave me so much information about themselves the night before, like the night when we were sitting down, talking, and getting to know each other, that if they didn't give me any money or offer me any money, I told them I would find them. A couple of guys I did have to find. One guy, I remember I called him at his work because he told me he worked for a specific company. And when he went to sleep that night, I found his passport, found his full name, and then when I played my game on him, he said to me, no, I don't know if it's my child. I'm sorry. I don't want any children. You're going to have to get rid of it, terminate the pregnancy. I'm a married man. I don't want to have anything to do with you. And he's like, you're a very nice woman. I enjoyed myself with you, but I'm sorry. And so he hung up on me and he blocked my number. So I contacted his work because I remember who he said he worked for, a big company. And his name was very original. I contacted the front desk, asked them to put me through to him. They put me through to him. And I said, hi, it's Suzanne from Panama. And he said, how did you get me here? And I said, listen, if you don't send me some shut up money, then I will contact your boss and I will contact everyone I can. And he said, what do you mean shut up money? And I said, well, you don't have to pay me every month for the baby, but send me at least a couple of $1,000 just so I can get started with taking care of the child and take care of myself until after the baby's born. And he did. See, I gave men the option to pay me money throughout my pregnancy, monthly payments, or pay me one shot and I will leave them alone. And some men did. Most men offered me a few thousand to stay away from them. But I was very good at what I did. And I'm afraid some days that karma will come back and get me. But other days, I'm not. You see, I turned my life around when I met my Canadian boyfriend. He's a Christian. And when he met me, it was in Panama. And he saw what I was doing, and he saw something in me that was different. And he pulled me aside, and I thought he wanted me for the night, but he didn't. He just wanted to talk to me about God. And we talked about God, and I really didn't understand anything about God before that, but then I started to understand more, and I immediately started to feel bad. And then he said to me, all I had to do was ask for forgiveness for my sins. And I did. So I believe that what I did before is now forgiven, because I really do feel bad. And I feel this is my last part of asking for forgiveness, by putting my story out there and just telling the world what I did. I also called some of the men that I had on WhatsApp and told them the truth. I emailed some of the men and told them the truth. One guy got back to me and said, wow, thank you so much. I really thought I had a child out there that I wasn't caring for. And, he's one of the guys that actually just sent me one lump sum. He didn't ask for the money back. He was just very happy that he didn't have a child. But that's my story of being a working girl and the dirty deed that I did. And now my life is all about Christ. And now I'm living good. I feel like I owe it to some people out there to give them a heads up. And if a woman is trying to take you for money, trying to tell you that the child's yours, do your investigating. Don't be fearful. Don't get worried. Just do your investigating. If you're a married man and you're out there, do not ever fall victim to a woman that is sweet. Don't tell her where you work. Don't tell her your real name. Even if she becomes your mistress and you think you can trust her, chances are she will turn on you and destroy you. Hey guys, well, that's a very interesting story, eh? I'm looking forward to your comments down below. Not only working girls, but a lot of women from all around the world will definitely try to one-up a man in order to get money. And of course, there's a lot of men from around the world that do it too. Gigolos that will do it to women. Try to take everything from a woman. Either way, it's not good. Never allow money to be your source of evil. You see, money's not evil. It's just how people get it and what people do with it that makes the difference. Get your money right and spend your money right. Guys, have yourself a wonderful day. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Diary of a Working Girl. I am Cerise Fairfax. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, please subscribe, hit that like button. Make sure you hit the bell so you'll be notified and you won't miss a video that I upload. And not only that, share the video and be careful out there. Watch your back and watch your friends and family's back too. Take care, everyone. Huge hugs, loads of love, big blesses.